Okay, you're not in the picture. You might hear a little bit of background noise in the background, but don't worry about it. This is going to be a short one.
No.
They can't see you.
Oh, what grind this thing. Oh, never mind. That's okay.
Yeah, you can see yourself talking there. Okay, this is Joshua Taylor coming to you on this third part. I wasn't going to do a second part or a third part, and this is for you people out there in Europe where you're being pressed upon by the powers to be, by Russia and all that they're squeezing you around the neck, you know. They want to take control of your fuel. Well, maybe you could use this technology that the Lord blessed me with to make your natural gas and your waste oils and all that go 300 or 400% further. Okay, I know you guys can do it. Well, I want to bring to you on this third part. I want to go beyond using petroleum fuel of any shape as a fuel. Go beyond using alcohol as a fuel. Okay, and what I'm talking about the advancing the Joe cell technology. I've been following the Joe cell technology shortly after it came out. I downloaded a lot of information over the years, and I've listened to where Joe in Australia was talking about how Joe cell water, like third stage Joe cell water, will burn. I've seen them take out a brown bottle, pour it onto a spoon, put it onto a wooden table, take a match, and light it, and it burned like butane, very, very bright blue. And so on that concept, that Joe cell water will burn, and you guys out in Europe there, uh, you need to take another look at the Joe cell and replicate it. The Joe cell is like a tobacco can, like the outside could be the size of a tobacco can, and which would be your positive. You got your 1 inch or 1 inch negative stainless steel pipe in the center. And so you got your 1 inch, 2, 3, and 4 inch neutral, and your 5 inch outer positive. And I know that not too many people has been able to replicate uh, the the Joe cell, and primarily I believe it's because the they haven't annealed the metal. The metal still has metal and iron impurities in it, where the cell only goes up to like a stage 2, and it can't hold in the level 3 charge. And I thought of where because of the intensity of the heat of the Joe cell or of the Joe pipe, you could actually take a 10-inch pipe, and put refractory cement and stainless and ceramic bowl around it, and you can make a little crucible that you could actually take the heat of the Joe pipe and spin it into the crucible, or or even you could have it make like a 12-inch container with a 10-inch pipe inside, and you can indirectly heat up the gap around the crucible. So where you could take your finished cell, you want to make sure that that you separate your Joe cell with ceramic. You don't want to use plastic, and set it in the center of your crucible, and bring your Joe pipe oven up to about 1100 degrees or whatever it calls for, where you can heat up the entire Joe pipe, the Joe cell equally. You want to be able to heat the Joe cell equally. I believe that's going to make a big difference. And like before, when you're cutting your metal, that you want to measure the polarity of each stainless steel cell. So you want to align everything north and south. So all your north up, south down. Put your Joe pipe together, or your Joe cell together, and put it into your Joe pipe annealer, and anneal it. And that should take out all the impurities. You can bring the Joe cell to the red point, to like a nice bright orange I'm not exactly sure on the annealing. I know that it has to be at a certain temperature, and for overnight, for a specific number of hours, in order to purge any uh, magnetic iron impurities in the metal. And once they're purged, your Joe cell should work. So using the Joe pipe heater technology, you'd be able to make an annealer like an oven. You could actually put your Joe cell in, and it's a done deal. It works. And you guys out in Europe, start doing this. Start playing around. Now, people here in Canada and in the United States are, they're, I got more of a European mindset myself. I like to tinker and things like that. And I've never been a person who thought inside the box. I'm always thinking outside the box, right? When someone says, well, you can't do something, end up, doing it anyway. Make it work. So out there, you guys out there, use the Joe pipe and the Joe cell technology to make a Joe cell for. So once you got your Joe cell made, you could use your 5-gallon stainless steel vessels, create your cream jugs, whatever they use. Put your water in from the creek. Put your cell in. Add your 24 volts, and the next morning when you get up, you can have 5 gallons of water that you can actually use as fuel for the Joe pipe furnace. And you might have to, I don't know whether you could boil Joe cell water. The water itself is super conductive. If you boil it, turn it into a steam, that might work. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's even doing this yet. Or you could take your Joe cell water and put it through an ultrasonic fuel thing, where you could generate a controlled micron delivery of fuel into your Joe pipe. And so at the same time, you could take your incoming air, and you could double the amount, the weight of your oxygen in your air by subjecting your incoming air to ultraviolet light, approximately 240 nanometers. And so that would be an improvement. So I believe using the Joe cell technology merged with the Joe pipe technology, I believe it's possible to go 100% off-grid, 100% away from the use of oil. That you don't have to worry about natural gas or oil, because you can make your own fuel. You're basically turning water into fuel. And if you got the heat, if you got lots of heat, you can take all your septic waste and you can convert that into hydrocarbon fuel. And it's just a matter of doing it. I know we're getting to the tripping point where World War III might be breaking out over in Europe, and to where this could cause the beginning of a financial collapse. In 1988, in February of 1988, the Lord took me out in 7 open visions concerning the total destruction of the United States and Canada on the West Coast. I've seen it. I was there. God raised me up, and He sent me to the West Coast to bring forth the final warning. And in that time, I saw people that were exiting the West Coast, going up to the northern part of British Columbia. And so I know that we still have a small window of time in which to prepare. In the visions, I saw the Canadian economy, a dollar was worth about 20 cents. And this coming blood red moon, you may see this Middle East war happen over in Europe, which could cause, like Maurice Sklar, saw a 30%. The Lord showed him that it's going to be a 30% collapse of the dollar. It's going to happen just like that. And the next collapse, the dollar is going to be down to nothing. So while we still have time, while we can still buy materials, while we can still work together, and while we're still in a system that's not in a full state of collapse, we need to do something. You need to do something to help yourselves, to help your families, to help your neighbors, to design simple technology, using the Joe pipe and the Joe cell technology, using the GEAT technology to go 100% off-grid, and to be able to generate your own fuel. That's where you don't have to be independent of of the we can be independent of the oil industry. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here. Any you guys can email me at remnant prepper at hotmail.co.uk. I'm in Canada, but I do have a UK address. That's remnant prepper at hotmail.co.uk. For any of you that are interested, please contact me. I love to work with you. I love to see you take this technology and run with it so that the needs of many can be made. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you on this 21st day of March 2014 from Prince Edward Island.